Hey people, welcome to the Run Test, and today we're going to be talking about shorts. Now there's a growing trend for shorts that come with a huge amount of storage so that you don't have to buy a separate running belt. Now these shorts feature multiple pockets that are good for carrying a phone, keys, card, money, all your everyday kind of run, carry essentials. They're also used for things like ultras and trail runs. In fact, some people might call them trail shorts. We tend to refer to them as max storage shorts because they're shorts that carry a lot of pockets, and not all of them come in the kind of long lengths. Now, if you are a paid up member of the Short Shorts Brigade, you might see some horrifyingly long shorts in this video, but it's fair to say that Nick has done a great job of actually tracking down some maximum storage shorts, multiple pocket shorts that actually come in a length that shows off a nice bit of thigh and would be suitable if you like to kind of wear those kind of racy, sort of speedier short cut as well. I think it's also worth noting that these shorts tend to come in a little bit pricier than your regular shorts, I think because of all the kind of extra features that they've got. But in most cases, because you're getting the equivalent of a running belt, that's a cost you're going to save from buying one pair that does the job. So if you're looking for maximum storage shorts to take all your run essentials, you've come to the right place. Watch on for our recommendations of the running shorts you should buy and a couple that maybe you want to avoid.
So the SOAR marathon shorts are a little bit different to the other kind of high storage shorts we're testing out here. They are really designed for one purpose, and that is carrying gels in a marathon. They are split shorts, very high on the leg. They're really designed for runners who want to use their kind of classic short split shorts for racing, but do want to carry a few more gels than those shorts are able to. So you can carry two gels on the front with these kind of elastic bands, and then there are two fairly sizable drop-in pockets on the back here that I found could carry two gels each quite comfortably. I will say that's kind of it though. There is like a little zip pocket you can pop a key or a card in for kind of general running, but these don't really carry a phone well or drinks or anything like that. With these drop-in pockets being vertical, anything too heavy in there does bounce around a little bit, but you can pop 4 gels at the back there, and as long as you tighten up the drawstring nice and tight, you won't get too much bouncing on the run. Like I've done kind of 20 plus milers in marathon training carrying 6 gels in these shorts, and it does work quite well, this system. Some concerns I have with the elastic band ones on the front, if you slip a gel in there and you're going down a hill in particular quite fast, gel can bounce a bit and it might come out. So obviously in a marathon, if that happens, you're not going back to get that gel. That's a real nightmare. So I would say be very wary of the kind of gels on the front if you're going down a hill in your marathon. Generally the back pockets work better. They hold the gels nice and securely. It's easy to get them in and out on the run. So what I found I'd do is I'd use up the gels on the front first and then just have the ones on the back which are staying in place. So these are really expensive. They're £125 and they really are a little bit niche. Like I say, you're not using them much for general training. You're not carrying a phone. It's just a pure marathon short to carry kind of 4 to 6 gels, which will work very well for some people, but I think they're a little bit expensive and too niche for many to consider.
Okay, so I am talking about the Nike Epix Luxe trail running shorts. Now these have 7 pockets, so more than enough, and that includes 2 drop-in pockets on the side, which obviously fit a phone, multiple gels if you need them. Then they do have a pocket on the back and it is zipped. You can fit a phone in there. It's a bit of a squeeze, so I generally put it on the side, but you can, if you don't ever want to look at your phone and you just want it safe, then you have got that. They also have these additional small pockets. I think the fact that they're see-through is a style choice. I guess it's breathable, but obviously there's another layer underneath. For keys, extra gels, you can sort of squeeze a gel in that if you need to, or there's this one's a longer one, so you can put multiple gels in there. They've also got these loops, which are quite useful if, like myself, you get very hot and you can actually loop a t-shirt or whatever through there, which I have done on a very hot day. Now, I'm not sure on the exact length, but by process of deduction from some other shorts, I think they come in about 7-inch. So they're not like a long cycling short, but they're also not skimpy. This length's perfect for me because it means there's no dreaded inner thigh chafe. I actually measure it by a specific mole on my leg. It's a very unscientific way of knowing if the shorts are going to be long enough. I ran London Marathon in them, and I will say by the end I had a tiny bit of chafe on the inside, from where my phone had sat in this outside pocket, but that is 26.2 miles and it got quite hot by the end. So that's never happened on a regular run. They do have a sort of sticky, rubbery inner, which keeps them completely in place. One very niche issue is if you fake tan, you will get Nike Trail printed on your leg. That has happened to me. So, warning, again, not really the shorts' fault. And they have a tie, so you can tighten them, which is super helpful. So I absolutely love these. I bought them specifically for London Marathon because of the storage. Fantastic. I absolutely love them. They're the shorts that I consistently put in the wash and hope that they're clean every time I go for a run.
Now, for a really cheap option in the storage shorts area, we have the High Estate trail shorts. These are kind of £17. That's the reduced price, but kind of High Estate stuff on sports shoes is nearly always reduced, so wouldn't worry too much about that. And basically what you're getting here is a series of pockets with one slightly larger one on the back. Now I think in general this pocket system doesn't work very well in that you have got one kind of fairly big pocket at the front, but it's not really big enough to carry a drink or even like a larger phone that comfortably. And these two kind of smaller pockets, actually these smaller pockets are dotted all the way around. There's two either side of the main back pocket too, and they can't really carry anything in my experience. Like you can put a key or a card in there, but you don't need 4 of those pockets. And maybe a smaller gel, but any kind of quite large gel just doesn't really fit in them. The biggest pocket on the back is a zip pocket, and this works well. You can put a phone in there, you can put several gels in that quite comfortably. But yeah, overall, I'd say that this pocket system needs a bit of work. It will work for some people if you're carrying a lot of small items and want them held like in individual pockets. And I do like the pull tabs you have on each pocket, which just makes it a bit easier to open them on the run and make sure you're fiddling in the right place, especially on trails where you might be looking in front of you and worrying about where your foot's going to land. But yeah, overall I wasn't wowed by these. They do have quite a nice base layer, but there's no drop-in pocket on that, which I always think is a shame. If you've got a base layer on shorts, put a drop-in pocket in it because that can hold big items like a phone tight against your leg. But these are really good value. I will say that for them. Like you are getting great value here, and you can carry a fair bit of stuff in this belt. But I think those little pockets in particular aren't all that useful, and it'd be better just to have larger ones all the way around.
So one of my long-standing favourite pairs of Max storage shorts, and the first people really to get me onto this kind of style of shorts are these. They are the CimAlp Twin Trail 2-in-1 shorts. Now these come with a built-in set of kind of base layer shorts that are sort of mildly compressive. They're not overly compressive, but they do keep everything kind of feeling nice and snug and compact down there. But really what I love about them most is that you've got 4 pockets in here that sort of cater for a lot of storage when you're on runs. I do a lot of ultras, and I found that these are really handy for beefing up your storage. I will often run with a belt as well, and obviously a vest, but this helps you put things where you need them most. It keeps them kind of really handy. There are 4 pockets in total. 2 of those are zippered. There's one zippered side pocket. There's another one on the back. There's one drop-in pocket, which is quite deep on the side, that has this kind of hood on top of it that sort of helps keep things in place. They don't sort of go flying out on the run. That little touch is quite a nice one actually, because a lot of drop-in pockets don't bother with that. And then on the base layer shorts as well, you have one more kind of side sort of drop-in pocket that's kind of compressive in the shorts that you can slip a phone in and it will stay put nice and tight, or a gel. It kind of hugs the thigh and it doesn't let things kind of fly out. Now I found these excellent on ultras for keeping a phone or for moving food that I want to eat or have close to hand into different places. Like a bag of chewy sweets or whatever goes into some of those sort of side drop pockets really nicely without kind of too much floating and bumping around. They're also kind of nice, no chafing. I've also used them for marathons as well. I think they're a great kind of marathon race short where you might want to carry a little bit more. For training runs as well, keys, wallets, phones, all of that kind of stuff can fit snugly in this, bank cards. Just a great all-rounder pair of shorts, and they come in at £60 too, which I think is a very, very fair price for what you're getting here. Good, solid, durable. I've run hundreds and hundreds of miles in these shorts and they're still in really good nick. One word of warning with these though, they are quite figure hugging though. So unless you like things to be really sort of tight and on display, I would definitely consider going a size up.
Next up, we have the Adidas Terrext Agravic Pro shorts, which have been kind of my favourite shorts for marathon running in the past few years. They have a really, quite big running belt that runs all the way around the shorts and are still, you know, quite short and lightweight. They're really nice racing shorts, just with a load of storage options. So you are getting like a really big drop-in pocket on the front there, and then 2 big drop-in pockets around the sides, and then a zip pocket in the back, and also kind of loops to put trekking poles in as well, because they are primarily designed for the trails, but I've actually used them for lots of road marathons. I find them really good, and just because the pockets are really big. You can put in a soft flask, and I like to carry soft flask drinks in marathons generally. So generally I'd put in a 250ml soft flask. You can fit them in pretty much any of the pockets and kind of stuff one in the zip as well. And all these pockets have a kind of stretchy outer layer that holds everything quite tight against your body. Do the drawstring up nice and tight, and you can carry a lot of stuff in these shorts without it bouncing around, you know, in an annoying manner. There's no base layer here. You just get, you know, a nice comfortable inner layer. So yeah, you can chuck a load. If you're using gels in a marathon, you can put loads of gels, like, you know, probably 8 gels in this pretty comfortably, even big ones. You can carry drinks. You can carry a mix of drinks and gels. You can even stuff in something like this, which is like a gilet that packs away into its own pocket. You know, for use on the trails, it's good to have an extra layer. But yeah, basically, I think they're a really nice balance of a lightweight, you know, stripped back short for racing that still has loads and loads of storage, and they're probably my favourite option for racing as a result. Next up, we have the Evadict Comfort Trail Shorts. Now, these are from Decathlon. They're a nice value option. They are £30, and there's a whole range of high storage shorts at Decathlon actually that, you know, fits loads of different styles. So these are 2-in-1 shorts with a nice kind of tight base layer underneath the loose outer layer, but there are options with just the base layer or just the outer layer, you know, short, long, all different kind of cuts, all of which have, you know, a nice running belt on them, you know, to carry a lot of stuff, whether you're running on roads or trails. And all of them, you know, are a pretty good price, as you'd expect from Decathlon. So the Comfort Trail Shorts have a big kind of drop-in pocket on the front that can take a phone or a drink, actually. And then within that, there is a crafty little hidden zip pocket, which you can shove maybe like keys or a card in, you know, while putting your phone in the outer pocket. There's also a big zip pocket on the back, and these are really big pockets. You can put in like a 500ml soft flask in these pretty comfortably. And then on the side, there are kind of smaller pockets that are better for kind of gels or headphones or kind of keys, that kind of thing. The shorts are very comfortable. I've worn these for a lot of long runs. They're great on the trails. You know, they're a really good option for just kind of day-to-day running when you're carrying lots of stuff and heading out to trails. One small criticism is that they do have a base layer, but they don't put a drop-in pocket on it. And like I say, it's always a shame if you have a nice tight base layer, put in a drop-in pocket, because it's great for carrying a phone in particular. Other than that, don't really have much bad to say about these. Like, they're a bit kind of longer and heavier than I'd love for racing myself, but you know, if I was out on the trails for a long spell, that wouldn't be a problem at all. And they do carry a lot of stuff very comfortably.
So I'm talking about the Lululemon Fast and Free running shorts. These are my favourite running shorts of all time, and unsurprisingly they have loads of pockets. They've got 5 on the waistband, so you've got the little kind of drop-in pockets for your keys, your lip balm, and there is a larger pocket on the back, which I normally put, like, I can put some running gloves or something in there. And then they've got 2 big drop-in pockets on the legs, which I put my phone in, I put my gloves in, I have carried gels in there, and it's just a game changer. You can easily reach and grab something without having to kind of twist around when you're running. None of the pockets have a zip, which for some people that might put you off, but I've never had an issue with anything falling or bouncing out. I would say if you've got your gloves in there and you pull your gloves out in a hurry, something might fall out, but that's the same with any pocket, isn't it? Fit wise, they are definitely not compressive, but they are close to the skin. Think of them like, they're like the Fast and Free leggings, but shorter. A bit like a cycling short, not as tight, and there's no rubber or anything around the legs, so they're not being forced in place, but I've never had them ride up or ride down, and there is a tie waist. You can tighten the waist if you need to. I have worn these training, I've worn them for marathon, I've worn them on the trails, I've worn them for everything where I would ever need to wear running shorts, and I love them. My only complaint would be if the pockets are full, you do look like you have kind of big saddlebags on your legs, but That's me being vain, and who looks good in a race photo anyway. They come in loads of different patterns, loads of different colours. They wash really well. They've never bubbled. And I think, you know, I've never chafed wearing these shorts, and I do think that's down to the fit. They come in 2 different leg lengths. I think this is the 6-inch, but they also come in an 8-inch. So if you want the kind of longer, you know, more protection from chafing, you can get it with these. 10 out of 10. I love them.
These are the CimAlp Aoste H shorts. Strange name, but very, very good shorts. They're £60, and you're getting essentially, you know, a really big running belt and a nice set of 2-in-1 shorts for that money. When it comes to the belt itself, you get kind of a series of large drop-in pouches. Like, there's 2 really big ones on the front and back. You can put a 500ml water bottle in those very comfortably, a load of gels, the biggest phone you can find, and then the ones on the side, the pockets on the side are slightly smaller, but they can still handle, you know, quite a lot. You can slip in a 250ml soft flask, for example. Again, a load of gels. You're basically going to carry everything you need in these shorts, including things like an extra layer for long days on the trails. There's also zip pockets on the side, that kind of drop-in pockets. Now, these aren't so good for anything heavy because it will bounce around a bit, but, you know, they're quite useful if you want to chuck something lightweight like a card in there. And then they, on the base layer, crucially, CimAlp has put a drop-in pocket, which is always great to see. It's just, you know, really nice. So they're billed more as trail shorts, but, you know, they're great, versatile, everyday shorts. You know, you can use them for lots of different kinds of runs. I think, for me, like road racing in a marathon or something like that, I might go for one more lightweight option like the Adidas shorts, but for longer runs on the trails, longer races on the trails, they're a really good option, just because they take so much stuff very comfortably. I think if you're looking for the shorts that can carry the most stuff in the, you know, in a comfortable way, then I think the Aoste H are probably the best option I've tried, just because they have so many pockets that are well designed, so anything shoved in them won't bounce around in an annoying way.
So those are our top picks of max storage shorts, but there are a couple more that we've tested recently we wanted to include here. Now, first up, we have the Salamon S-Lab Sense 6 shorts. These are trail shorts. They are super minimal. The fabric is so kind of lightweight here. It's almost got like a barely there sort of feel when you put them on. Kind of made for racing, really. They come with a built-in sort of pant. They're a bit like swim shorts, actually. Almost like a pair of briefs here. Not my favourite thing personally. I do find that kind of brief sort of setup, even though it's quite lightweight and minimal, but that sort of almost like gusseting sort of situation, I think, is prime sort of chafe territory. So I wasn't really a huge fan of that. And also, I just don't feel like there's enough kind of support there for me personally that I would tend to have to wear a base short under these anyway. Now, the setup with these shorts is somewhat peculiar. The storage is all built into this kind of gauze belt that attaches to the inner pant liner, and it all sort of comes around the top of the shorts. So you haven't really got sort of like a traditional kind of short waistband. It makes them look a little bit odd when you're sort of holding them up in your hand. And actually, when they're on, it's not entirely comfortable to get this whole thing sort of set up and in the right place. So again, I wasn't really a big fan of that. The storage that's built into this gauze belt comes with sort of 2 small drop pockets on either side here. And then you're going to get 2 longer, larger ones in the middle sections on the front and on the back. Those are all drop-in pockets without any kind of closures on it. And they're also not very deep. So for example, this long one on the back, you know, it's open, it won't hold a phone particularly well in place. What it does do though is it sort of expands. So it works okay if you've got kind of almost like lots of stuff, so you're stuffing sort of 5 or 6 gels. But the problem here is that without a clip or a button to hold it in place, you're always at risk of this stuff falling out. And I just don't really have any confidence in keeping stuff in place. Now, the other thing you've got here is these sort of little drop pockets here, the side ones. They're not particularly big. Again, you might be able to fit like a bank card or your keys in there, but they don't, you know, there's no confidence in holding in place. There's nothing to keep that stuff in place. So the storage, I think, in these shorts is not particularly effective. The other thing is, at £100, these are sort of towards the top end of the pricing of these shorts. I just don't think they offer the features or the kind of storage benefits that you'd want for a short at that price. And the final pair are these Nathan Essential 9-inch shorts. They pack 5 pockets in total, and they come with a built-in inner base layer short. So looking at those pockets then, you get these 2 inner short thigh pockets that are both quite small and they're open, they're drop-in. You get 2 kind of regular, almost like tennis style short pockets on the sides, they're open. And they also have these 2 interior compartments, smaller compartments that let you kind of stash smaller things. But again, those are open. Those hold things like a gel a little bit more securely. But mainly these kind of open sort of tennis style pockets are pretty much useless when you're on the run because there's no way to keep stuff sort of safe and secure. It's all just falling out the sides. That final pocket then is one larger zippered pocket on the back. That is big enough to hold a large phone, and it does kind of zipper across to keep it nice and secure. You can also obviously stash maybe 4 or 5 smaller gels in there, but there is an awful lot of bounce and an awful lot of movement in that pocket when you're running at any kind of pace, so it's not particularly ideal either. Now the shorts themselves actually are perfectly nice to run in. The base layers are snug without being any kind of chafe risk. I think they've got a really nice kind of cut and shape to them. I really like them generally as a kind of training short for running. But when you're looking for storage, I think they kind of fall, for want of a better word, short. There's just not enough secure pockets here to make these kind of a viable option if you're thinking about using them to stash things on ultras or even racing a marathon where you want to hold gels and a phone and multiple other items safely and securely in place. So there you have it. That's our run through of the best max storage shorts you can buy right now. If there's a pair that we've missed that you've been running in that you really love, feel free to let us know in the comments below or share those with the other runners. Also, if you have any questions about the shorts we've talked about, do the same. Hit us up in the comments and we'll endeavour to answer them. We hope you've enjoyed this video. We hope you've enjoyed watching the run testers. Be sure to check out our other vids. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and we'll see you again on the run testers soon.